Just going to let this go for a little bit and just resume. Okay, on this part of the tutorial, what we're going to do is we're going to grab, I'll show you how to prepare images for an image gallery. And a great place to go is Wikimedia Commons. So Wikimedia Commons, their featured pictures page. Now, when I got my Ansel Adams pictures, I just put Ansel Adams in this window. And I did it because I saw one of his pictures and I thought, they probably have more. So that's one way you can do it. If you know of someone that you're looking for, you can put it in there. However, you can just go down here and you have all these categories here. Okay, so let's do one of natural phenomena, for example. I click it, it takes me here, and I have a link that says more. The idea here, hold on a second. The idea here is when you get your image, always start with a full-size image. Don't save a little tiny one here. Okay. You want to see the image. Now, here's the thumbnail size. So if you want to get the thumbnail, you can just right-click and save that image. But I'll show you how to do it. Let's say you don't have access to both full-size and small. I'll show you how to do it on the full-size one. So we're going to take this particular image. Now, we're going to do all of our prep with Photoshop. And although you can just as easily, if you can find both full and small size, you can just save the image if you want. I'm going to do it through Photoshop because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this picture, and for the thumbnail, I'm actually going to crop it. I'm not going to show the entire image. So you find your full-size image, right-click, and choose Copy. Right-click, Copy. That copies it to the clipboard. Okay, and after a long period of time, Photoshop is finally open. So I copy it to the clipboard, choose File, New, and then I glance and notice, oh, that's 800 by 533. So go figure. Okay, then I'm going to paste it in. That's a good size for a full-size image. So I just right-click, I just choose Control-V, I mean. So I got my full-size image. So I want two versions of it, full-size and thumbnail. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is do the full-size, because for the thumbnail, we're going to crop it. So I choose File, Save for Web and Devices. Like I said, I could have just saved the file if I wanted to. The nice thing is once you use Photoshop and you save it to a location, it always saves to the same location. So I choose Save. Take a look. JPEG High is a good version for this kind of a website. I'm going to click Save. And I'm going to put it in the same folder where all my other files were. Let me just double check to make sure it's the right one. Okay, this is the right folder, and I'm going to get the name of that image from the website. Sunrise over Veterans Park. So I'm just going to copy that for now. Paste it, but then I'm going to get rid of my spaces. So I'm going to separate these with the little hyphen here, also known as the minus sign. Sunrise over Veterans Park. Look at the other ones. They use underscore, so that's another way you can do it. Whatever you do, just be consistent so you'll know what you did. So there's our full-size image. I'm going to click Save, and I'm good. Now, for the thumbnail gallery, let's just do a preview of part of the image, not the full one. So for that, we're going to crop the image. So I get the crop tool, and I'm going to just click and choose, I don't know, about half of this page, maybe a little bit smaller, or maybe a little bigger, I mean. All right, we're going to put the sun right here. Notice they do these grid of 3 by 3. That could give you a rule of thirds, which is kind of nice. Okay, so now I've got a smaller version of it, and I still want to make it even smaller for my thumbnail, and I'm going to make it 200 pixels wide. Okay, whatever you choose for the thumbnail, why don't you always use the same width? So right now it's at 431. I'm going to turn that into 200. And I don't care what the height is. It's going to automatically adjust the height to match my width. And that's going to be what the thumbnail is going to look like. Okay? So at this point, it's JPEG High. I'm going to click Save, and it should save to the same folder. And as you may recall, it was Sunrise over Veterans Park. And so I'm just going to add a little TN in front, which is short for thumbnail, TN underscore. Save my changes. Okay? Now at this point, I can be done with that image. I don't need that again. And I can repeat that process for all of my images. Another option you might want is instead of putting them both in the same folder, you could create a thumbnail folder and just call them thumbs or thumbnail and drop all the small versions in there. Okay? So once you've done that, you're ready to now start, do that for the rest of your images, and let's do a little bit of styling. And that'll be the third part of the tutorial. Okay, now it's time. We've got let's say we have all of our images ready to go, and let's start styling up our page. Now let's go to the page, the original page we were working on. That's not it. It was somewhere here. Okay, right now we have a set of divs scrolling from top to bottom. They're all Ansel Adams. We want to turn this into a series of boxes lined up side by side. We have 9 in all, so we're going to do rows of 3. We'll do 3 rows of 3. You could do rows of 4, though, and that's okay. What we're going to do now is style these up one at a time, and we're going to do what's called the box model to do it. Okay, so get your Notepad++ open. We already have a bunch of divs with the class of thumbnail, so that's what we're going to be targeting for our image gallery.